Another thing I managed to get was a lovely switch. Now, I can't hold this because I haven't got enough hands. So if I put the camera on the vise and I have a look at this. So this switch had a lovely thing to have put loads of grease in it. This switch is a lovely switch. Now, it's a 4-position switch, which is great. So when it's off, you can take the key out, obviously. But when the switch is in parking light mode, you couldn't pull the key out. So I had to take this lock apart, file out the pin retainers inside the barrel, and now I've made it so you can pull the key out, so you can have working parking lights on this. And then obviously remove your key. It's not much of a key, I know, but it's enough, isn't it? But the only downside is now you can turn the parking lights on and off with just a screwdriver or something. You can't start it because the pins are still needed. But yeah, now you can obviously put it to ignition mode, and it has got a momentary crank, which is nice. But obviously you can always hit the parking lights. But yeah, that works quite well. I greased it all up like crazy as well. And the cool thing is, I have another. The sellers sent me 2. I didn't ask for 2. And they messaged the person and says, "You've sent me 2, you know." And he was like, "Yeah, keep it. Don't bother paying for it." I was like, sound. Yeah, if ever you wanted to get the barrel out of these are imitation Lucas ignition locks that were used in, say, things like series Land Rovers, I do believe. Old school ones, really old. And so this one, like I say, look, this is one I've not played with yet. And this one, you can pull the key out, but that way there's no pulling the key out, so that's stuck in there good, that. The nearest position you can pull it out is in position 0, not -1. All the other positions you can't pull the key out. So yeah, interesting. I am going to modify this one as well. It's nice to have a spare, isn't it? I could use it on other things in the future. But for now, I've also just managed to find, where is it? So I used a drill bit before and it took ages, but I've just found this tool here, which you can poke into things and mill them out. It could do with being flat on all edges, but I can get that to work. That would work great. And that'll work a lot better than a drill bit would, because it does bounce around everywhere inside. Thankfully these things are only aluminium, so they do mill out quite easy. So yeah, that was going to be my ignition switch. Don't know where I'm going to put that. I haven't got a clue. I wanted to put it in this box, but there's an issue, because I'm going to put saddlebags over this, and when the saddlebags are on, I won't be able to get to the ignition switch. Now I don't really want to though, I could put my ignition switch here, but the keys are going to dangle down here and scratch all the paint and stuff. That's going to look naff. It can look aesthetically pleasing, the ignition lock here, but in the grand scheme of things, it's going to be naff having the keys dangle down. So I've got to figure out where I'm going to put my ignition lock. In terms of steering lock and things, I'm just going to have a disc lock on it. You'll notice the caliper's not on this, and that's because the I don't know where it's disappeared to now, but it's around here somewhere. The wait, that's the caliper. Oh, I don't know where that's gone. So you know how you have the sight glass in your brake fluid reservoir? I've got the new one somewhere. Oh, that's gone as well. Okay. You know how in your brake fluid reservoir you've got your tank on the top, and then you've got a little sight glass, which you have to have by law, might I add. And that little sight glass, inside that it was clouded, and I thought, oh, it's plastic degradation, you know, UV has damaged the plastic, that wasn't the case, was it? I obviously because I'm at the point where I'm going to be putting things on these handlebars, and I think to myself, oh, I best have a look at this front brake and make sure it's good. You know, I lost my dad to bad brakes on a motorcycle. In fact, a bad front brake on a motorcycle. And I don't want the same thing to happen to me. That was back in 2013, I think. And the disc's good, that's fine. There's surface rust on it now, but it'll be fine. The caliper, that looks fine. There's nothing particularly wrong with it. It's only 10 years old. This is a 2014 bike. The hose was good. Nothing particularly wrong with it. Could have even been slightly longer, but other than that, not bad. But inside the brake fluid reservoir, somehow the aluminium had completely degraded. And it was all furry inside, and the brake fluid, which I assume was clear, weirdly enough, had turned to milk. Like, if you pour milk into your coffee or tea or something, that's what it looked like. It looked like milk. And so the sight glass, it wasn't clouded at all. The sight glass was still perfectly clear. The fluid had just corroded somehow that bad. Water probably got into it or something, I don't know, but yeah, so the whole system's been changed. The whole hydraulic system's been changed. We're going for a braided stainless steel hose, up and down, which I think only cost a few quid off eBay. Ridiculous, why would you not? I think it was £8 something off eBay, wow. And it was a, custom colour thing, choose your colours, and it was like a random choice. They sent you out a random colour, that's the only catch. Doesn't matter to me because I will just wrap it with that green tape over there, because that stuff is magic tape. It's good, makes the wiring look good. Yeah, so that's what we're doing. Engine wise, everything is wired in on the engine. I could do with adding another earth cable to it, another thicker earth than what's on it, but other than that, everything's wired in. I do, like I say, the starter side of it, I've got the CDI which the bike came with. Up there it looks like one of those stupid high performance CDIs, I don't know. Stupid Halford, don't mind the Halford's box. Return to distribution. We're not going to say where we got those from. But yeah, well, that's it. That's always annoyed me on this too. That nut, I don't like how it looks. So I managed to get my measuring device in there, and I found out what size that was. It's a 47mm. And I went and bought myself some, zoom again, trailer hubs, which are designed to hide the nut and the bearings in a trailer. And it fits perfectly over that. I'll have to bang it on a bit, maybe get a bit of sandpaper around the inside of it, but that'll work great. Oh yeah, as you can see, the exhaust is on the bike as well. Which is cool because the bike now has two side stands, because the bike will rest on the exhaust. The tyre's still flat, I've still not pumped it up. I'm hoping once I've pumped it up I'll get a bit more lean. However, it's not the end of the exhaust that's thing is, it's here where the exhaust rubs. The bit that I never modified is the part that rubs on the ground, so I assume that it's the right height anyway. It does look good on that bike though, it looks good low down. And it gives me a lot more space for, panniers, which is excellent. Okay, I need to continue on with this because I've talked for long enough. Wow, I have. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.